I don't know if you remember a homily that I shared 3 years ago at now about my reflection on the use of the word hypocrites in today's gospel in reference to the Pharisees and the scribes. Ewan ko kung alam ninyo that the word hypocrite originates from the Greek word hypokrites. At ang ibig niyang sabihin ay someone who acts from underneath a mask. Hindi ho yung mask na ginagamit natin for protection. Ito yung mask for play acting. In simple language, a hypocrite or hypocrites in Greek is a stage or theater actor. One who is able to convince the audience by the way he interprets or the way he plays out his role, that he is really that persona that he is acting out. Of course, we know, hindi naman. Play acting nga lang. Sa Tagalog, umaarte lang. The actors in the ancient Greek theaters wore masks to project their character. And at the end of the play, noon nila aalisin yung mask, and then the people give them a big round of applause if they were able to act convincingly. Wala namang mali. There's nothing essentially wrong about play acting in itself. It is a respected kind of art, a performing art. And we call actors artista in Tagalog. Good actors can get in and out of the characters that they are portraying. And they can return to being themselves again when they are no longer on the stage or when they are not before the camera anymore. And so, in a way, unfair naman. Nabigyan ng negative meaning yung word hypocrite. If you really know its historical background, namely, that it has to do with play acting. Actors know kapag umaarte lang talaga sila. Maybe when Jesus applied the metaphor of play acting on the scribes and the Pharisees, baka ang ibig niyang sabihin, bad acting. Bad play acting or even overacting. Kaya meron tayong word OA. Napaka-OA naman yan. It is one thing to play the role of the Messiah and another thing to actually behave and believe that you are the Messiah. Or worse, you believe that you're the Son of God. The proper term for that is not play acting, but delusional. That is in fact the sense that I get when I read the common negative definition of a hypocrite as negative meaning. I mean, a person who acts in contradiction to his or her stated beliefs or feelings. It is the inconsistency that gives them away. In modern acting workshops, meron ngayong prinsipyo. If you want to be a convincing actor, don't consciously play a role or act out a character. Be that character. Enter into his skin. Yung story about the conversion of Jacob before he became Israel is a good illustration. How he became the ancestor of the people of the covenant with a mission of serving as a bridge between heaven and earth, but only after outgrowing his deceitful character, only after giving up his duplicity. Sa Tagalog, ang tawag natin sa duplicity, is pagiging doble cara. Yun ang bad acting, doble cara. I have pointed out many times before that the typical portrayal of the Pharisees in the Gospels as hypocrites, in that negative sense of bad play acting, is a little bit unfair, historically speaking. Hindi naman ganyan kasama ang mga Pharisees as they are caricatured to be. In fact, Jesus seemed to be very close to many Pharisees. While he knew that some of the Pharisees were following him in order to know what charges to bring against him, he also knew that there were many Pharisees who were really, genuinely interested in his teachings. And one good example is Nicodemus in the Gospel of John. In the Gospel of John, ang portrayal kay Nicodemus ay a closet disciple. He came to see Jesus in the dead of night because he was not yet ready to face the consequences of being known publicly as a follower of Jesus of Nazareth. And I imagine how Nicodemus must have suffered trying to put up a face, nag-iinarte, before his fellow Pharisees who were denouncing Jesus. Pero believed siya kay Jesus. Now, this Pharisee, Nicodemus, will eventually find the courage to come out, to go public, and to face the consequences of being a disciple of Jesus already at the foot of the cross. His presence at the crucifixion is like his final act of removing his mask as an actor in order to show the true face, his true face, to the public. Sana, if only to honor Pharisees like Nicodemus, maybe we should stop equating the word Pharisee with the negative meaning of hypocrites.